You're watching Soba FM.
I want to watch this one. I want to watch this video. It's biological anthropologist answers love questions from Twitter. The thumbnail got me. It was, how does someone here? It was, how does someone know if they're feeling romantic or platonic attraction? I was like, this is just good. This is just a good thumbnail. Like, it got me. It got me hooked. It got me hooked. Me, I was hooked. So, without further ado, let's give a video a shot. Wait, actually, no. Wait. Let's just look up what an anthropologist is. I think it's like the study of humans, though. Anthropologist is a person engaged in the practice of anthropology. Anthropology is the study of aspects of human within past and present societies. Social anthropology, cultural anthropology, and philosophical anthropology study the norms and values of societies. Okay, so it's like studies on people and how they react and how they act in society. All right, let's fucking tap in. All right, so biological anthropologist answers love questions from Twitter.
Is not built to deal with more than about 5 to 9 options.
Well, felt that one, you know. Got a plethora of honeys hitting my line at all times. It's tough. It really is tough. My brain's like, ah.
For that, the brain just spaces out.
That's what I meant. Ah, it's actually so true. It's like when you talk to a bunch of girls and you just end up going with none. Like it just all, like you end up falling out with all of them. I'm a bad habit to do that. I talk to too many people at once, and then I'm like, eh, and then I just end up. No, it's like jack of all trades, master of none, but like talker of all people. I don't know. Life spender with none.
Helen Fisher. I'm a biological anthropologist. I study love, and this is love.
I got hosed, but I'm still alone. Real shit. Got to be on flipping like a kill
this
switch.
This person calls herself Ruth Bader. Love at first sight.
Probably Zilla? I don't know who that is.
Right? Wrong. Love at first sight is extremely easy to explain. This is a brain system.
Okay,
it's like
talk
the
to me.
fear system or the anger system, and it can be triggered instantly. You got to be ready for it, and we all.
Me when someone follows the stream or subscribes. Love at first sight. Love at first chat.
Head, what I call a love map, an unconscious and conscious list of what you're looking for in a partner. But the moment comes,
so like it checks all the boxes.
You see somebody.
It's like goth girl, check. Big booba, check. Dyed hair, check. Ooh woo, check. Nose piercing, check. Just going through. Bangs, check. It's just all of them.
From across the crowded room or wherever.
I have a big fucking love map. It's a wide range of shit.
They smile sweetly at you. They say something that's funny or charming or interesting, and boom, instantly.
I say this all the time. I don't know if if I've already said this, but well, I know I have, but like I don't know if you've already heard it, but it's like I feel like when guys say they have a type, I feel like it's a lot looser than like I don't know than girls, or no, maybe something with all people. That like when people say they have a type, it's a lot looser than it seems. Where it's like. Guys will be like, yeah, I want, let's say for example, like big titty goth girl, but then I don't know, a cute shy girl, gets nervous around them or something, and all of a sudden their heart melts. It's like you think you want something, but then like you want what you can get, basically. No, not you want what you can get, but we like a lot more than we let on, and I feel like it's kind of dumb to be like, I have a type, you know what I mean? Like girls will be like, yeah, I need a guy that's like this tall or something, but then like a short kick will make them laugh, and then their heart they'll feel something inside. Like it's a lot easier to make human connections that people, I don't know, make it seem. Yeah,
that brain circuit.
I told you I'm on my thinking shit.
Romantic love, attachment, that other brain system.
But I got a pee-pee
slowly. You have to get to know somebody to begin to feel attachment. But romantic love can be instant. Yes. This is from Izzy Lean. Who created love? This shit is too much to handle. Well, love evolved. For millions of years, we have formed partnerships, pair bonding, or monogamy. Mono means one, and gamy means spouse. One spouse. That's all it means to scientists. But now it's people are also adulterous, but they form partnerships. 97% of mammals do not pair up to rear their young. People do. It's a whole partnerships. 97% of mammals do not pair up to rear their young. People do. It's a hallmark of the human animal. And along with the evolution of pair bonding came the evolution of the human brain systems for the sex drive, romantic love, and feelings of deep attachment.
Also, I feel like what also separates, like, besides like the bonding, like what separates humans from other animals is like our inquisitive nature. It's like not so much that like, oh, we can make tools, but like what drives us to make tools. Because I feel like with other animals, right, when they want to adapt or something, their bodies just change over time, and that's how they do it, right? Because like I don't know, through evolution and shit like that. But I feel like with us, it's like we yearn for those changes so quickly that we do shit. You know what I mean? Like when it's cold, I mean, we don't wait for it to get hot. We put on a hoodie, right? When it's, or like when we're hungry, well, not everybody gets driven by hunger, but like, I feel like that's what made us make tools. It's like we want shit quicker, or like we're like greedier, or like more inquisitive. Like that's why we want to know more shit. Because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a crocodile doesn't give a shit about I don't know how the neurons work when we sleep. I don't think I don't know, a horse cares why its anatomy is the way it is, or I don't think fucking dogs are like, why do I want to hump people's legs all the time? Like, I don't think any of them care. Like, they just kind of do what they do. They're just driven by instinct, but we kind of want to know shit. I think that's what also separates us.
I and my colleagues have put 15 people into a brain scanner who had just been rejected in love, and the brain goes...
What? What does that mean? That means like they have their crush? Oh my gosh, and they're like, hey, you have to ask her out. It's for science. You have to... Oh my gosh, that's so sad. That's... Oh my gosh. For science, though. Hey. Like, that's crazy. It's like, yeah, I'm getting dubbed for the greater good. He's a hero. Like, gets his heart broken. He's like, ah! And they're like, careful, careful. He's a hero. Yo, what's up? What's up, Psychotics? Psychotics? I'm not gonna lie. You're missing a great fucking stream. I just want to say that. But I'm gonna post literally everything we did on YouTube. Just because I think it was all very good. Like, we've been watching, like, very interesting videos, like, thinking about shit. Fucking, we listened to Toby Lou's latest project. Super fucking good, by the way. And I feel like we're just, like, I don't know. I feel like very thinky, and I feel like my thoughts are coming out right. Yeah.
Just the wire.
Nah, you good, you good. Hey, appreciate you being here. That's enough. You good, you good. I'm just saying, like, I'm geeked. I feel like this has been a good stream, and I'm enjoying it. I feel like these are the types of streams I need to have to keep me consistent, to keep me wanting to come back, like that. Because definitely anybody who's streaming knows, like, the toughest part about streaming is hitting that go live button, is going live. I think streams like these, like, make you want to go live a lot more. Yeah.
Just goes crazy.
So, yeah,
I mean, when you're madly in love with somebody and you've been dumped, it's one of the worst experiences. I mean, people pine for love.
So
they
true.
Live for love.
So true.
They kill for love.
Also
and
true.
They die for love.
Very true.
And I do think that it is an addiction because we found activity in a particular brain region. It's called the nucleus accumbens. That particular brain region is active in all of the addictions, all the substance addictions, all the behavioral addictions.
Okay, maybe I'm not so thinky. Maybe I'm not so
like
thinky.
Gambling, and it becomes just as active when you've been rejected in love. And
Really?
when this person says,
So wait, does heartbreak feel like losing a shit ton of money in a gamble? I feel like it's different but similar. Like that feeling of losing it all and like hopelessness. The brain is pretty simple. Maybe not. I don't know.
Too much to handle. But we all do handle it. The vast majority of us do get over it.
It's just
and
tough
I've
as
been
fuck.
able to prove in the
That
brain
time
that
does heal
time
everything?
does heal because it is our survival. It is a survival mechanism. It evolved millions of years ago, and it will be with us millions of years from now.
That's oddly comforting to think of. Like when you're feeling bad, just to know that like, regardless of how you feel, it will get better. Like regardless, that's just what the body does. Yes, biosimilar. Even though I never lost money in a gamble. I've lost some money. The most I've lost gambling is like, I don't know, like $50. Like poker. I don't even know if that counts as gambling because it's kind of like skill based. Gotcha. I'll react to it after. It's that's a comforting thought though. Like you get shot down by your crush and then you're like, it hurts. But like eventually it's gonna go away. Shit's gonna happen. Seasons are gonna change. I'm gonna change. I will feel better. It's just not gonna feel like it, but like knowing that it does happen. It's like a cramp. Like when you get it, when you get like those leg cramps like in your calf and it's like and it's like fucking excruciating pain. It helps to know that it's like I'm gonna keep trying to move my leg around. And then eventually, in like a minute or two, a couple more minutes, it's gonna leave. The pain is gonna leave. That's how I feel like it works. The heartbreak and like I don't know, anytime you're downtrodden in life, you're down and out. I'm gonna keep fucking moving. I'm gonna keep fucking wiggling my way through life, and then it will get better. And you need that sort of like the same determination to push forward as when you're dealing with I don't know, heartbreak or I don't know, tragedy and shit like that. Like you need that same sort of grit that you have when you get a cramp. Like fuck. I'm gonna get through it though. I'm gonna get through it. I'm gonna keep fucking moving. That's what I do at least. I'm like fuck. I'm gonna keep moving, and I need to do that in life. So when I feel down and out, I shut down. I shut down, and like I get like, I don't know. I have trouble sleeping, but I never want to get out of bed, and like it just I close off. I don't know how to explain it. And it's like I don't control it, but I gotta come with that sort of energy. Sometimes I feel like there's just something wrong with me in my head. Like I gotta have a chemical imbalance, or I need pills. I don't know if that's true, if I need help, or if that's copium. Another rapper from me. Gotcha.
Romantic love is primordial.
Talk about it.
It's adaptable, and
Okay.
it's eternal. So this shit will always.
So okay,
do
eternal.
too much to
Okay, so
handle,
then
but
never
we'll
mind.
do it
Take it
anyway.
back.
This person is SKZ.
Guy is my universe.
How to try and
Is
fall
my
in
universe.
love during a pandemic. Dating apps aren't really doing it. They're doing it for a lot of people. About 40%
Yeah.
of singles in America said that
It's
they met
poppin'.
their last first date on the internet. Here
Yeah,
are
the internet's
two
a vibe.
mistakes that they make. Perhaps this person
Shitty
is making
profile.
them too. First mistake is they binge. The human brain is not built
So
to
true.
deal with more than about 5 to 9
It's actually true.
options. After that, the brain just spaces out. You choose nobody. So the first
And it's also like you take like the first few people you meet a lot more seriously, or like it means a lot more. But then you get heavily desensitized to it, and then it just becomes like shopping. You're just swiping like no, yes, no, and you're like not thinking about it, and it loses that sense of like connection or something. So true. Which is almost a good thing that they cap you out on, like a lot of dating apps cap you out on likes and shit like that. Like I understand it's like they're trying to profiteer. I mean they're trying to profit off of like people's loneliness, so it's like making them pay for it to increase their chances of finding love. It's just like a scummy motive, but they should cut you off like regardless. Like they should cut you off, like limit your likes a day, and then not let you get more. Just because it helps you choose, like, actually, instead of just swiping like yes, oh, she's hot, she's not, like, okay. But then when you know it's limited, you actually take a look at them and you're like, do I see myself with this person, blah 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 blah, and you start asking yourself. And I feel like from trying, like if actually trying harder, you're gonna find love a lot easier. Shit, more than 2 options, I'm already like shit. Exactly. And then it becomes you have so many options, you choose none. Like thinking of like all these different types of food. It's like when you're hungry and you don't know what you want, and you're thinking of all these different types of foods, and then you end up like thinking too much about it, and you end up going with nothing, or like going to your fridge and just eating deli meat. I have this to me. I'm like, I can get Mexican, I can get Thai, I can blah 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 blah, and then I'm like, fuck it, and I end up just going to the fridge and eating ham. I'm like, whatever, because I'm gonna get like lazy and burnt out. It's just crazy, but I mean, I guess that's how the human brain works. So maybe the human brain is what's crazy. Dude, I'm fucking on a roll. Holy shit.
First thing that you've got to do is, after you've met 9 people,
Exactly,
that's what
9?
this person needs to do. Get off the internet site.
True.
Get off of it and get to
off that
know
shit.
at least one of these people.
I've done that and it works. But then I end up not wanting to do that. I end up not wanting to. But it does work. It actually does work. Because I would do it on stream for like a bit, or like as content. And then after I did it a little bit like on my own off stream, and you can actually make real connections. I just choose not to, because I'm always like, damn, I'm not gonna. Or like, I'm like, she looked kind of far. That's crazy. Like that's usually what it is. They're usually inviting me, you know, they want to do like a date or something, and then we're like ready to meet up. And then after I'm like, wait, you live what the fuck? That's like a 3-hour drive. And then I stop texting. It's just not a good thing. Like, nah, it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing. It's actually just not a good thing. But that's just how it goes. It goes cap. They start talking about all this stuff, like that type of stuff, you know, or also like wholesome shit, and then it's like it just doesn't go. And it's usually always my fault. I say usually it's always my fault. It's never not once my fault. So then now at least it gives me copium. I mean, it gives me like, I don't know, a sense of reassurance and like or like not satisfaction, but it's easier knowing that it's like if I haven't found love, it's literally because of me. Like I like that it's like, I don't know, comforting to know that I could find love if I really, really wanted to and I tried at it. Which is nice to know. Because you get likes constantly and then you're like, oh wow, people find me attractive. Or like people are talking to you and then like you realize like, oh, I'm pretty good at talking to people. I have a good personality, blah 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 blah. And it gives you a little bit of confidence. But then like, I don't know. You'll talk to your crush and then afterwards and be like, yo, I'm no longer funny. I'm actually ugly as fuck. And then you lose all the self-esteem you've built up. But that's just because like self-esteem built on external validation is only temporary. Oh, you hear me fucking spitting right now? Or Sova, you're very sexy. Okay, objectify me further. Ugh. Yeah, for me, a girl will say she likes me and I like her. And even knowing she likes me, I'm still scared she'll say no. Yeah, that's also true. That's literally also true. It's like, for me, it's not the fear of like of like the rejection. It's the fear of like it's the fear of what happens after she says yes. Like she says yes, and then I'm not enough, and I fumble it, or like she gets to know me further, and then the rejection. Because rejection, it's like the closer you are to her, the more it hurts. You know what I mean? It's like the difference from like, I don't know, talking to a random girl like at the mall or something where you kind of don't care, so it enables you to be a little more confident. Same thing with like girls on dating apps. I'm literally a lot smoother, not to like gas me up, but like I'm smoother when I don't really like the girl as much or when I don't care as much, which also what leads me to stop talking to them because I don't like them that much. Or not that I don't like them, but it's like I don't feel some type of way about them, so it makes it easier for them to like fall off in my head. Which is like, it's good for a second because it's easier for me to be myself because there's less pressure. But then it's tough because like, I don't feel as much for them. It's like not a good thing, but it's like you need that balance. And it's tough. It's scary. I just don't believe in myself. Yeah. That's something that just comes with time, I think. Yeah, fucking facts. Exactly, yeah. Like when it's like, it feels like it feels like you're the opposite of clutch. Like you're the worst when you need to be the best the most. You know what I mean? It's like when you need to be like Kobe in the fourth quarter, you're like a fucking bench player. But then when you're it's like literally this. It's, oh my gosh! It's like for anyone who's playing sports, it's like basketball. When you're playing friendlies in the park or something, you're kind of going fucking crazy. Like when it's or like at the same hoop you always play at with your friends, you're kind of playing a lot better than you are when you're playing in an actual game. When there's pressure on you, the clock's fucking running down, and your team's behind. It's tougher at a game with like people watching you and shit like that than when you're playing at the park. That's literally what it feels like. If it's just a girl, that's fine, and I don't know her that much and shit, I could be confident all day long. But if I know her and hang out with her and actually like her, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't really like that. And that's exactly how I feel the same. I feel the same fucking way, and it's scary because you tend to fucking put her on this pedestal, and then when you don't measure up to that fake pedestal you put her on, you feel worse from it. And then that's like a feedback loop, like a cycle of like, wow, she's so fucking great, I really like her, and I'm such like dog shit in comparison. But in reality, she's probably just a girl, and she's probably right here with you. And you're it's no. You put her here, and then you put yourself down here in comparison, but it's more like she's down here and you're up here. But you lose sight of that. And it's crazy. It's crazy. And like I'm a victim of this. I think you're a victim of it. Everybody's a victim to it. It's just, it's like when you care about it. Like, if I don't know, like I'm a dog shit fucking artist. Like with like drawing and painting wise, I can't draw for shit. I do stick figures, but I don't care. I could draw something and then show it off, and then be like, yeah, I'm trash at it. Okay, I don't care. Because like I don't really care about it. I'm not actively trying to draw good. I don't practice in a sketchbook every day or something. You know, that's not my dream or anything. But when people see my content or with my music, I get very fucking nervous and very scared because it's something I care about and I put a lot of work in, and I don't want to see it get shit on. And it's scary to be vulnerable and put something that you put so much time into out there, because if it's dog shit, that just means you're a dog shit person. And like that's fine, because everybody, you know, you start out like, I think my content isn't that good and I think my music is probably not that good, but I know that's okay but it just doesn't feel okay. Like if, like fucking Psychotics, if you were to go like, yeah, I'm making, I don't know, I'm really into fucking writing, and I made a book, and I read it, and I think the book's kind of dog shit. I wouldn't be like, man, you're trash. I would just be like, it's natural. You're starting off. You know, you'll get better as you go. As long as you love it, that's fine. Like as long as you're having fun, as long as you're enjoying it, that's perfect. But then I can't look at myself through the same forgiving lens that I look at other people with, because I don't know, I want it more. I guess I want it more than I think other people want what they want, and because I want it more, it hurts more, and I'm harder on myself because of it. So it's like I start to expect things out of me, because I'm like, if someone tries, I don't know, playing a sport for the first time and they're dog shit, I'm like, oh, dude, you're just starting out. Just you know, you just enjoy it, and it's you forgive it. But with yourself, it's like, I want it so fucking badly, and I'm putting so much work in it, where it's like, I can't be this bad. Like I can't have spent this much time and be this dog shit. But a lot of times that's how it is. Like everybody's has to start off with whatever they want to do, in that cringe stage where it's awkward, and they don't like themselves, and they don't like what they make. And that's how it is in love, and that's how it is in anything you want to pursue. It just, you start off dog shit. It just how it goes, and you got to forgive yourself, like, because everybody starts dog shit. Like, you just got to forgive yourself, and if you do good, then you expect good out of yourself. But then when you don't, you know, get those returns, it hurts too. It's like it's like the pressure of when rappers, they always say like the second album is always the toughest. Because it's like, you do really good on the first album, then people are expecting a good album, and you're expecting a good album of yourself. But then you start feeling like, fuck, was this one album all I had? And a lot of times the sophomore albums, they're always flops. Like that kind of happened with I'm not gonna name artists. But they make a really good first album, people really like their shit, and then the second one, it doesn't hit as hard because there's too much pressure on themselves. They're trying to recreate, lightning in a bottle, but lightning can't strike twice, and then it becomes, I don't know, like them chasing what they wish they were, or what they thought or knew they could be. But you can't really do that. Exactly. I wrote some book or story once in school, and I really liked it, but was like, damn, it's ass. And then I asked people, and they said it wasn't bad, but I was still like, nah, it's ass. Exactly, yeah. You're tougher on yourself because you expect more. Because you see how much you're working in it, and you see how much you want it. But it's like, you won't forgive yourself for not being good. And it probably is not as bad as you think yourself. You're always your worst critic. Like, that's how I feel. Like, and it's like the same thing when I'm mixing my shit. I'm like, yo, I sound fucking bad. I'm dog shit. Come on. Fuck. And it's yeah. Same with girls. They be like, what you look like, and I show them, and they be like, you fine. And then for some reason, I'm like, no, the fuck, I'm not. It's the same way, yeah. But like, if I'm feeling confident, I'm just like, yeah, it's me. But then it's like, I don't know. When I want to be, confident and want to feel good is when I don't feel good. And it's like, why? It feels like I'm selling. Yeah, the human mind is fucking weird. But it's so interesting, too. That's what's so crazy. It's like interesting. I don't know. I guess I do know. But it's cool. Like, I like talking about it. I wonder if someone asked that to her. I wonder if we send this clip to her and see what she says. But yeah. And to answer what we were talking about for like, I don't know, for when you want to be like yourself, like being yourself is toughest, like when you really like someone, because you put them on a pedestal and you feel dog shit in comparison, and then you hate yourself, so it's tough to be yourself when you hate yourself. I don't know the answer to that. Like, I've never figured out the answer to that. I don't know. The answer is like to put them down to earth and to raise yourself up a little bit, right? Like, they're here, you're here, but it's actually like this. And be yourself. But like, that's tough, and I don't know the answer to that. I'm hoping that's something I'll learn with time. But it sucks that it's gonna hurt so bad to get there. It's gonna be a lot of heartbreak and a lot of regret to get there. That sucks, but I guess that whatever comes out of that regret and heartbreak is gonna be worth it. Fingers crossed. I don't know. I'm only 19, but damn, I'm kind of spin though. I fuck with these type of streams, chat. I love getting real with you.
Better. The more you get to know somebody, the better you tend to like them. So number one, don't binge. Number two, think of reasons to say yes instead of no. We have this big brain region linked with negativity bias. We're built to yeah, shit's weird. I really want to try to get over it. Yeah. I don't know. But I think
I think the answer, or like the way to get over it, lies within trying and putting yourself out there. It's like the only way that makes sense to me, or like it's the only way that like justifies it. Because if you don't do anything, if you don't change, then how are you gonna expect yourself to change? Like if you don't try to change, I don't know. Like that's what they say. I guess is what they mean by put yourself out there. Like put yourself out there of like putting yourself away into the person you want to be. You know what I mean? Like if you're not the person you want to be now, then you're gonna have to start acting like the person you want to be in order to become the person you want to be. You can't stay the same person, do the same things, and think the same way, and then expect to change. You know, the same things you do will lead, like the same actions will have the same reactions. You know, you'll get the same results over and over again. So you got to change something. You got to change a variable in it, to put it like academically. And I feel like for the people, it comes in different ways. It's coming like, you know, putting yourself out there, like out of your comfort zone with how you're dressing. You know, taking risks. You know, you by trying something, like trying to change your drip or whatever and dress better. You risk, you know, looking bad, right? Looking worse because it's not what you're used to, what people are used to seeing you as. But after taking those risks, you start to look better, and instead of people cringing at it, they start gassing you up, and you start feeling confident because of it. Confident because it's like, this is something I chose. This is like I can do it. And I think that's how it works with literally everything. Like I always see people on TikTok and they're saying like they're fine, and people be like, humble yourself, and I'm like, nah, I wish I was like that. Hold up, so I gotta post something real quick. All right, bet. Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, like the confidence is cool. Confidence is like sick, because it shows like other people and yourself that like you're valuable, and maybe even more important than being valuable is like knowing that you're valuable. And I feel like knowing something like that is supremely important. I don't know, but yeah, you got to do shit different, and doing shit different is scary, and it's hard. But that's probably what it is, because it's the only thing you haven't tried, right? Because you've tried doing the same things over and over again, and that's why you're probably unhappy. Because whatever you were doing over and over again wasn't working. You got to try shit. And then out of those risks are the rewards, I guess. You got to put a lot on the line to get a lot on the line, or to get a lot back. It's like gambling. So it's like high highs, but low lows. But high highs, though, ew. Alright.
Remember the negative. And
True.
when you have just met somebody, you know so little about them that you
I know
overweight those few things that you know. And so you'll say, oh, I don't know, she likes cats, I like dogs. Never gonna work. Get over it. Think of reasons to say yes. I call
I'll
it
walk a
positive
cat.
illusions. The ability to overlook what you don't like about somebody and focus on what you do. This is from somebody called the Gin Bunny 2. Can you truly be in love and cheat? Alas, you can.
I was about to say, fuck, answered it first. I was gonna say, chat, what do you think? I was gonna say yes. The reason why I'm gonna say yes, it's because literally what she's saying. It's like shit you can't control. The brand's gonna feel some type of way. You gonna feel some type of way. The same way how you get scared when, I don't know, when your life is on the line, or when you're worried about something happening, and that feeling of, you know, your heart drops. Or the same way you get aroused. Like, it feels like a separate thing. Like saying, like, can you truly be brave and not get scared? It's like, no, you can get scared while being brave. You just gotta, the bravery is to just act in response to the fear. And that's probably the same way as cheating, the response to love. There's some like deep there.
You know, these are different brain systems.
Maybe I'm not the one who can say it.
Romantic love are different brain systems.
Yeah, exactly.
And you
It's
can
different
be
shit. The same way you can be scared of
somebody and also sleep around. As a matter of fact, I do
way you can
think
feel in love,
that the
and then
brain
you can
is
get horny.
unfortunately built for both. I've looked at adultery in 40 cultures, and you see it everywhere.
Damn, what the? That's just like a part of the curriculum. Like you're going to like, I don't know, different countries, interviewing people. So what was that like? Yeah, it was pretty bad. So what was that like? Malo. So what was that like? What was that like? And it's just like, That was it. That's all I got.
The world, even in
And
places
I
where you
asked
get
what?
your head chopped off for
Because
it. We seem
the
to
Japanese
have the
person doesn't understand what it means.
to be madly in love
So you
with
spoke to
some
him in
person
English.
and deeply attached to that person.
You get it.
And also sneak around. I
Yeah.
call it a dual human reproductive strategy. A tremendous drive to fall in love, form a partnership, and have your babies.
But you gotta
And
comb.
also to cheat. Next up is from Rodney J. Gavino.
I thought that was a medical
search.
term.
How does attraction work? Why him? Why her? Why do you fall in love with
Thought they
one
meant that
person
one guy.
rather than another?
It's like,
There's all
damn.
kinds of cultural reasons.
Why do you think you
we
deserve
tend
love?
to fall in love
It's
when
like,
the
damn.
timing is right. We tend to fall in love with somebody who's around. Proximity is important.
True.
We tend to fall in love with somebody from the same.
Proximity is so fucking important. And I don't just mean like long distance doesn't work, but I mean like you stop actively making an effort to spend time with someone, you will fall apart no matter how close you are. Like that's how people lose best friends in middle school and high school when the other person switches schools or when they switch schools, because one day you stop making the effort to call, they stop making an effort to text, you stop making an effort to meet up. Because of that, they'll meet new people that are around them and form new relationships with other people. Same way as if you stop hanging out with someone, you know, in middle school, for a while and you kind of lose touch, but then you could start hanging out with them and getting closer to them from having the same class with them in high school. You rebuild it. It's just proximity. It's so true, and I'm glad she mentioned that. It's not just like shit in your brain that goes off. It's also like shit around you, like that sets the stage for that brain. Same like it's like, yeah, like how going to sleep was a biological function that'll happen regardless. It's easier to set the stage when you go to sleep at the same times, or you're not hot in bed, or I don't know, like, or you're calm, you're relaxed, you're comfortable, right? The cool side of the pillow's hitting appropriately, you know, like shit like that.
Action work. Why him? Why her? Why do you fall in
Bro,
love
I'm
with one
on a
person
fucking
rather
roll.
than another? There's all
It's
kinds of
gassing me
cultural
up.
reasons. We tend to fall in love when the timing is right. We tend to fall in love with somebody who's around. Proximity is important. We tend to fall in love with somebody from the same ethnic and socioeconomic background, somebody of the same level of education. And there's 4 basic brain systems that each one of them is associated with a constellation, a suite, a group of personality traits: dopamine, serotonin, testosterone, and
What's your Insta? If anyone else watching wants to know. Yeah, well, I guess I go when I guess the guidelines. Yeah, I posted July 7th, 2018, an X song, and they're like, nah. I was like, it was like a rest in peace post. I remember this. This is my Instagram. Here you go. If anyone else wants to know, I'll also chat. Here you go. Dopamine, serotonin, testosterone, and estrogen systems. What are you talking about?
Systems. I created
Oh, the
a
why him, why her.
questionnaire to see to what degree you express the traits in all 4 of these basic brain systems.
Like dopamine
It's now
and
been
shit?
taken by over 15 million people.
But how
in
do you
40
know it's
countries,
dopamine?
And I'm able to watch.
Oh, got the follow? Hey, thank you. Thank you for the follow.
Who's naturally drawn to whom. If you're very high on the traits in the dopamine system, risk-taking, novelty-seeking, curious, creative, you tend to be drawn to people like yourself. If you are
True.
very high on the traits of the serotonin system, you tend to be traditional, conventional, follow the rules, respect authority, detail-oriented rather than theoretical. You're
Okay,
also
I don't
drawn
have
to people
serotonin.
like yourself. So if you're very high
I guess I don't have
testosterone, you
serotonin.
tend to be analytical, logical, direct,
I don't got
decisive, good at things
testosterone
like
either.
math, engineering, computers,
I don't got
music.
I
Music's
really
very
don't got
structural.
testosterone.
And you're drawn to your
No,
opposite,
not necessarily,
high estrogen
ew.
people. And this is men as well as women. Many more
A lot of
women
my
in
shit
that.
just now. Fuck the music rules. Oh yeah, fuck pitch. I don't care. Fuck a 4/4 time signature. Maybe that's why it's ass.
And
I know
you're
nothing
drawn
about
to
music
your
theory.
opposite, high estrogen people, and this is men as well as women. Many more women in that category. They tend to see the big picture. They think long term. They're very imaginative. Very good
Well,
at
I'm a
reading
little
posture,
imaginative.
gesture, tone of voice. We all express all 4 systems. This is what the problem is with.
I'm a fucking dopamine Derek. Oh my gosh. I literally only related to the dopamine one, but I heavily related to the dopamine. I'm a dopamine
most
Daniel.
personality questionnaires today. They put you in one bucket or another.
Dopamine
We
DeMarcus.
express all 4 brain systems and the traits in each, but we express some more than others. Now, there's all kinds
Weird.
of circumstances where people are drawn to their opposite in ways because if they had a bad love affair, they've been running
Oh, yeah,
around
like one
all their
extreme to
lives,
another.
and now they want something more stable, so they go for the traditional, even if they're very risk-taking. There's human variety, but
Yeah,
the bottom
shit
line
happens.
is there's patterns to culture, there's patterns to nature, and there's patterns to personality. This is from Sad Short Friend 2.
Sad short friend. You're asking for it. You're literally calling upon yourself that you're a sad short friend. You're asking for it. Oh, this is the thumbnail that got me in. This is the question I want to know. How does someone know if they're feeling romantic or platonic attraction? It would be cool if someone else asked, like, how do they know the difference between, like, infatuation and love? Because that's another big one. Like, you can be, like, obsessed with a person, but it's not love. Like, you love the idea of them more than them. You don't know them that well, so it's kind of like you paint this picture about them, but, like, that person doesn't exist. And then when you find out that person doesn't exist, it hurts. And you feel like that, I don't know, you fell in love with a ghost, but then at the same time, though, it's like, it's kind of your fault for falling in love with an imaginary friend, basically. It's a good question, but, like, you could tell this person's having trouble with love. Sad short friend, come on. Well, they love in the moon, though, so good for them.
How does someone know if they're feeling romantic?
They want to know whether the moon is a companion or a romantic relationship. That's a reference to something that no one's gonna get. One person's gonna get it, and they're not here. He's not here.
Romantic or platonic attraction. There's a real list of
He's like, yeah, I'm in chat. I go, what the? You watching the streams? You not follow?
traits that are associated
like,
with
no.
feelings of romantic love, and they are not associated with platonic attraction. The first thing that happens when you fall in love is somebody takes on special meaning. Everything about them becomes special.
So true.
The car they drive looks different from every other car in the parking lot. The house that they live in, the street that they live on, the music that they like. When it's a platonic attraction,
the music
not
hits
everything
different.
is special about this human being. You like them. I mean, you're attracted to them.
Oh,
You find them
I see what you
amusing
get
or
it.
funny or interesting, but you're not obsessed with them.
Exactly.
But if you
That's
had to
literally
think
what I
about
said. That's literally what I said. You're just not obsessed with him. Exactly it. All right. But if you had to think about just one trait.
just one, but you don't.
Yeah, not obsessed with them. Not obsessed with them. So
but
true.
If you had
So
to
true.
think about one,
Tap
just
in. Tap
one
in.
trait that is
I'ma cut
most
this out. I'ma cut this out.
distinctive between the two. When you're madly in love with somebody in a romantic attraction,
That moment
you are
between us
obsessed.
psychotics.
And in a platonic attraction, you don't think about them night and day. This person is reprogrammed.
So I'm in love.
coach,
I'm
Is
obsessed.
online dating killing romance?
No,
it can't
it's helping.
kill
Oh.
romance. This is a basic
Talk
brain
about it.
system. It
Oh,
evolved millions of years ago. It's like
Yes,
hunger
queen.
or thirst or
That's
anger
how you clear
or
this.
fear. You
Period.
can't kill romance. My next up is from Nita Peter. I wonder
with your
what's actually
chest.
going on through our bodies when we think we're in love. Like what chemicals are enhanced. I and my colleagues have
You didn't
put over
read
100
and shit.
people into a brain scanner who were madly in love. The first group were people who were happily in love. The second were a group of people who were rejected in love. And the
Be
third
careful
was a
with them,
group
they're
of people
heroes.
who were in love long term. So we put these people in the brain scanner.
Careful with
we
them,
had them
they're
look at a
heroes.
photograph of their sweetheart and also a neutral photograph so we could compare the brain under
Like-
both circumstances.
What's a
And
neutral
we were able to
photograph? Like
find
a
that
bus?
Everybody who's madly in love, rejected in love, or in love
The
long
sky, I
term
guess. I don't know.
begins to have activity in a tiny little factory near the base of the
They put me in. They're like, yo, what the fuck? What's wrong with him? My brain's like, boop, 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 boop. It's just doing random shit. It's my brain's like, they're like, yo, what is up with him? What's going on?
brain
They're like, he is an anomaly.
called the ventral tegmental area. It's way at the base of the brain. And that
'cause it's
brain
so
region actually
poor.
makes dopamine and sends dopamine
Yeah, I'm a
to many
dopamine-
brain
I'm a
regions,
dopamine-
giving you that focus,
Another
the
name with a D.
motivation, the
Oh,
obsession,
you lost your psychotics
the
account? Oh,
craving
yeah, 'cause I was
of
like, what
intense
happened? I
romantic
thought you had
love.
me on
And what's
IG there.
interesting to me is that little factory, the VTA,
Who's following
lies
me
right
then?
next to the factory that orchestrates thirst
Who's sending
and hunger.
pictures?
Thirst and hunger keep you alive today. Romantic love enables you to focus
I got a
your
pee-pee.
mating energy on just
I'm gonna
one
have to pause
individual at
less
a
so I can
time
pee-pee
and
after
start
this.
the mating process and send your DNA into tomorrow. This is from Catch My Fly. Do you believe in soulmates? If so,
This
do
is
you
a good question
believe
to
you
ask
can
her.
have more than one?
That's a
Yes
good question.
And yes. I do believe in soulmates. I do not believe
I
you can
think-
have more than one at a time. So now
I don't know about that last part. But actually, I remember Drake was saying this, where he's like, you can't have true love multiple times. You can have true love, but the truest love is the love that stays with you, or like whoever you stay with. Because you can. He was like saying, I think it was like, I was like, damn, that's so true. Where it's like, yeah, quick press, yeah, that's what it's gonna be. But he was saying like, You know, you had true love, but it doesn't work out because of, you know, like human circumstance. You know, shit happens. You know, and like people fuck up, and you're growing, and you know, life and shit. But like the truest one is like the one that you stay with, the one that actually happens throughout life. But I believe it. I believe you can have multiple. It's just I see what she's saying though. Like it's tough to have. It's tough to have two soulmates at once. Like one of them's probably you could. I think you can have one soulmate at a time. But you can have a soulmate while you're in love with someone else. I think you could do that. Because being in love is like obsessed with someone, right? Like she was saying, like it's an addiction, like it's a vice. You can be an alcoholic and a gambling addict at the same time. I think there's enough space in the brain. That's what I think of it like. Because you can be obsessed with someone night and day, but then also have strong feelings for someone else. It's like, I really love anime and I really love hip hop. These aren't people, but they're things I'm in love with. And I think you could definitely be in love with both. Because and a lot of times they go hand in hand. But I think you can, maybe, I don't know about soulmate, because maybe there's like, she's probably going to bring up soulmate. I'll wait before this part to have multiple soulmates, depending on her like definition of a soulmate, because I don't know what she means by soulmate technically. So I'll see like what the accurate definition is. But
yeah. What is a soulmate? I think what this person means is somebody who it's a true love. You're not going to sleep with other people. You're not thinking of going anywhere. You might even.
But you can sleep with other people and still be in love. Like I think you could cheat and still be in love with that person. I think are you now asking if you're good or bad for doing it? That's a different question, right? But it's because it's like what she was saying, like it's parts of the brain. Like it's like you have the part in your brain, like that little part that she showed that feels love, it feels the dopamine, the serotonin, all of that, right? That part that thinks about her all day. But then you have the other part that's like the horny gene, the Coomer gene. And like you can be horny and still be in love. And a lot of those two things, it's the best when they coincide, but sometimes they're different. Like I feel like those are just different functions you have. You can be scared, but then still be brave. You could be happy and still be jealous, and like you can have different shit. People are complex. I don't think it's as like black and white as that.
Even consider dying for him or her. It is a very deep, genuine attachment. Like, intense feeling of
I think we all know
love. And I think that this is summed up best by a poet from the 15th century in India named Kabir. The lane of love is narrow. There's room for only one. And indeed, when you're madly in love, it's with only one person.
I want to disagree because I think it's possible for people to be special enough to cause you to feel some type of way that is love. Like multiple people at the same time, but me as a person, I can't picture having it. Like if I'm in love with someone, I'm in love with them, right? So it's like if they're on my mind like all the time, I'm only thinking about them, etc. It's not that like. It's kind of like what they're saying, like well, actually what the poet was saying. Like it's hard to have room for someone else. It's the same thing how you get sucked in to like I don't know. Let's say you have a love for like I was super in love with basketball. I think it's easier to do with like I'm using it as a metaphor, but I think it applies for both because you can love things, right? So I was super in love with basketball and I would play it literally all the fucking time, and because of that, I didn't have time for anything else. Because I didn't have time for school, because school would be the time I slept. Every morning I would practice by myself. Then after school I would have practice with one team and then practice with another team and then solo practice with myself at night. Just because I loved playing it so much and I just couldn't stop it. It was literally like an addiction. I felt the need to play it all the fucking time, and then every time in class I couldn't focus on what was going on because I was either too tired or I was literally just thinking about basketball. And I was just picturing playing basketball. And I feel like that was probably my soulmate at the time. But I was in love with anime and hip hop, like music in general, like before basketball. And and I would love music as I was playing it, but my love for music would take on a different form. It wouldn't be as all encompassing. So maybe I was in love with music and love with basketball, but basketball at the time was my soulmate. It was probably like that with like people, like really in love with this one girl. she takes up all your thoughts and all that stuff, but then you love a different girl a little differently, right? She might not take up all your thoughts, but you still feel of something similar when you're with her, when you're around her, or when you're thinking about her. I think they have a point. I think you can be in love with multiple people, but you can have different soulmates, but not at the same time. I think that's true. I think that's true, because if you're really like consumed by them, like they're everything you're thinking about, there's no way it's not. It's tough to picture that with multiple people. Like maybe it can happen for some people's brains. Maybe they're wired differently. But for me, I can't picture being in love with someone and then also being in love with someone else. I mean, like truly in love with them and then someone else. Because I've only been truly in love with someone once, and I can't picture anyone else. Like I would actually ignore all other people. And there's like other girls that would like I would have had it. I really liked. I probably did love them. I did love them for sure. But I couldn't like I don't know. I couldn't give him the space in my heart, literally. So I agree. And you know, that makes sense. Like I don't think I was gonna come with like a crazier take or correct the fucking professional and like the thoughts of like a 15th century poet that like still ring true to the day. Like I don't think anything I would think of like 4 hours of sleep and an energy drink would be more profound. So that's true.
I do believe you can have a soulmate. I think
It's gonna be a long video
of soulmates, but I don't think you can have more than one soulmate at a time. From somebody called Dance with Voices. Why do people associate love with the heart? Why not the penis or the sternum? There may be a physiological reason why it has been associated with love, and that is there's a lot of characteristics. A lot of things happen when you fall madly in love, and one of them is
your heart can really pound. Is what I was about to say. I was gonna say your heart can really pound, and they become like just how like the heart is like the main reason why you live, like literally physiologically, because it's pushing forward. It's the same way where like it feels like your heart beats for them. Aw, that was cute. Your heart beats for them. That's cute.
Nervous about someday. I mean, when you're madly in love, not only do you feel that ecstasy, euphoria, sleeplessness, loss of appetite, obsessive thinking about the person, craving for emotional union, but also all kinds of physiological responses, weak knees, maybe a pounding heart. It really started. I think I might have liked her more than the sleep guy. The sleep guy was cool, but I like the way she phrases it. There were a lot of uses of the shape of the heart. In fact, as early as 5,000 years ago in the Indus Valley, they were drawing things that looked like the shape of a heart, and at that point, it was the seed of a plant or an ivy leaf, but it became associated with romantic love, probably with a painting by Giotto in 1309. This is from J.
Oh, actually a painting? Okay, never mind.
K1. I lust hard and lose interest quick. How does that work?
I see that tweet. I'm unfollowing. I go, this is not the. These are not the takes I want from. Yeah, she's spin. Yeah, I don't know if it's like. The sleep guy was cool because he was actually just giving factual information and explaining shit like cohesively. Is that the word? No, not cohesively. Comprehensively. I think that's the word I'm thinking of. But and like I felt like I learned something, but she's like more. I feel like she's more engaging. Like the way she phrases it, and maybe it's because it's love is like an issue like everybody thinks about all the time. So it's like whether you're in love or your lack of love or whatever. So maybe that's why it's hitting more. But I really like the way she's putting it. Like the poems and like the thoughts and the ideas she's mentioning like are actually super interesting and like very engaging. Like this is great content. This is such good content. I'm down to watch more Wired videos.
Not ready to fall in love.
We gotta add Wired to the fucking to the Duffy. You know, we have Jubilee. We need to add Wired right there because these videos are fucking good. Damn, I need that backpack. That's what I felt like the Toby Lou album was. I don't know if you were there for it, but I sort of felt like some of the songs felt like that feeling of cracking your back. And I literally commented that. But if you missed it, watch the YouTube.
We've evolved three distinctly different brain systems for mating and reproduction. One is the sex drive, linked with testosterone in both men and women. The second is romantic love. We've been able to prove this is linked with the dopamine system in both men and women.
Immediately forgot. I was actually just tuned in. I actually forgot.
Obsession. And the third brain system is attachment, that sense of calm and security you can feel with a long-term partner. And this individual, he's in the lust stage. He's not ready to fall in love. You know, you have to be ready to fall in love to actually do it.
It's a lot of love. No, wait. Not a lot of love. It's a lot of lust. No. Or. It's a lot of love. No, wait. Not a lot of love. No. It's a lot of lust. Not a lot of love. Little skies. Or. Lover is slush. Just need to be clear, cause if you're in love, then I shouldn't be here. Yeah, that was so bad. Sorry about that, guys.
And he's just
We're gonna put that song on afterwards.
a different brain system, the lust system. This question is from Gertig. It's a very interesting question. Any good data out there on divorce rates for couples that meet via online dating sites? Apparently, if you met somebody online as opposed to offline, you're less likely to divorce, just by a little, but you are less likely to divorce. People who date online are more likely to be fully employed, more likely to have higher education, and more likely to be interested in a committed partnership.
Does that mean the online people, it's because they didn't have time to like date in person because they were focused on something, so that means that they have like higher education because they were studying more and like they were working harder or like working smarter,
to be fully employed, more likely to have
like they could be more like
higher education,
passionate
and
about
more
something.
likely to be interested in a
and then like by the time that they download those dating apps and shit like that, they're ready for the committed relationship. Where like people who meet offline, you don't plan meeting someone offline, like falling in love with someone offline. It just happens. Like it catches you off guard, right? You're in class. Next thing you know, like you don't know these things beforehand. But like online dating, it's like you're opening the door. It's like telling the virtual world, like, hey, I'm ready for relationships. So you know what? This makes sense. Oh, what the fuck? You hit that shit. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Committed.
All right, I was looking for the song.
This is from Reiki Array. How can you be in?
Hold on, song break.